Hi my spooky babies, this is your paranormal pal. Since I've been doing videos lately that are more generalized videos speaking to the public, I thought I would tell you a personal story of mine. So if you haven't watched my channel trailer and you don't know what this channel is about, I advise you go watch that. I'll post the link below so you know what is going on and that I'm not bat guano crazy. So if you can't already tell by the title, this is the time that my Come here! Hi baby! Look who came to join me! This is my big girl. This is Henrietta. She's actually named after my grandfather. His name is Henry. So it's so weird because you never want to jump up on me. The reason I'm going to talk about this so lightheartedly is because it happened back in 2004 and I've had some time to heal. I've had some time to come to terms with what happened. So I'm going to talk about this in a positive light because I believe that he is in a much better place, a better place than Earth. This is the story of how my grandpa told me he was going to die before he actually died. My grandpa suffered from multiple different issues. He suffered from Alzheimer's and he suffered from Parkinson's. He suffered from beginning stages of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. A lot of it had to do with the work that he did. Okay, so I'm making one of my paranormal videos and it's kind of freaky because Henrietta never jumps up. And I'm doing the one talking about Poppy when he passed away. And she's his namesake and we got her after he passed away and like he had a black cat, so can you like take her? Because she literally won't leave me alone. I've put her down like 5 times and she's my little, yeah, she doesn't want, wait, come here, come, nobody's ever seen you on this channel. Bend down without, you look fine, come on. Oh, she's like, Mommy! She's like, I don't want you, Dad. Oh. Anyway, freaky. So, my lovely uncles, who I do not have a very good relationship with, basically convinced my grandma at the time being to put him in a home. And I'm not going to get into all that because that is going to make me emotional. But his health declined. And as most people know, people that are put in retirement homes, centers, nursing homes, they usually do die there soon after. So I knew that my time was limited. I knew that he couldn't really speak at all anymore and he kind of just gave up. I thought I wasn't going to get emotional. He kind of just gave up. And the last night that I was there with him, the last night that he was fully alive, I couldn't take it and I broke down crying and he hadn't touched anybody, he hadn't raised a hand to anyone, he hadn't hugged anybody, he just was very sad and I started crying and he raised his hand up and touched my face and wiped my tear away, and it's something that I will have, you know, forever. And not many people do get to have a last good moment with somebody that they love and that they care about. That night I went home and my best friend Katie was there, my husband and my brother, and I was angry. This was at a very bad time in my life, which I will talk about in a different video. I keep saying that. I'll talk about that in a different video. I was at a very bad time in my life and I was angry with God. I was angry. This was my first death that I had dealt with, and I didn't know how to deal with it. You know, I'd seen ghosts, I'd seen dead people, I've had contact with the other side. But this was the first time a loved one that I knew I didn't have much time with. So it was super late, I had gotten into the bath and there was a picture of him when he was a child next to the bathtub and I slammed it down. I didn't want to see it, I didn't want to think about it. To explain my next part of this story, my grandfather loved when I would sing for him, and I regret not singing for him as much as I did, but there was a specific song called How Great Thou Art, and it is a Christian hymn, and I could never get it right, I could never remember the words. I never really sang it for him because I couldn't get it down, I just couldn't remember it, and all of a sudden, the song came in my head, and I started singing, and I did it perfectly. Word for word, note for note. I felt like something came through me and I sang more beautiful than I ever have before. And I felt him there, and I was singing to him. And when I was done, I knew that he was gone. And I wanted to be wrong. So my mother was staying with my grandmother, and I called her, and this was at like 2 a.m. And I was praying to God. My mom would pick up the phone and be like, what are you doing? It's 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, don't call me. But that's not what happened. My mom immediately picked up the phone, and I could hear her in the car, and she said, who told you? Because they weren't going to tell us. They were going to wait. And my 2 cousins were in the car, and my one cousin turned to the other one and said, what did you do? Did you put something on Facebook? Blah, blah, blah. And I told my mom, I said, he came to me and he told me that he was going. And my mom said, honey, he's already gone. And I said, no, not yet. I dropped the phone and I just screamed. Fast forward, my husband, my best friend, my brother, we jumped in the car, we drove over to the nursing home, and lo and behold, he still had a very faint pulse. He was dying, but he had been pronounced dead, and then they were like, oh my God, he's still alive. He waited, he came to me and wanted his whole family to be there surrounding him, and my whole family was there surrounding his bed when he finally took his last breath. And it wouldn't have happened if he hadn't come to me, and he did. He came to me, and he, you know, I think because he had one foot in this life and one foot in the next, he was able to come to me and tell me. And I sang for him one last time, one final time, and we all stood around him and we prayed, and he took his last breath. And I cherish that to this day. It was one of the few times that my gift, my ability gave me something beautiful that I will have for the rest of my life. Sorry, I'm tearing up. I don't get many positive things with this ability. I don't get many good things that happen to me, and a lot of people think I'm crazy, and that's fine because you don't have to deal with it. I got to have that, and I got to spend his last moments with him, and it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. You know, I had a lot of problems with death after that, and it's only been recently because of this amazing YouTuber called Ask a Mortician. I'll link her YouTube below. It was actually because of her that I have been able to accept death, come to terms with death, talk about death, just have a better understanding of it than I did before. But yeah, that was my little ghost story that was actually a super positive thing that happened. If you have these abilities and have ever had a positive experience, or if you have just had an experience like this with a loved one that has come to you before or after they died, let me know in the comments below. Let me know on my Twitter or my Tumblr. And if you guys have any questions about anything paranormal, you guys know that you can come and talk to me. So, this is your Paranormal Pal signing out. Bye!